You know what Star Trek needs more of, really? It needs more zombies. Fortunately, in the first episode, Impulse, it's all about zombies. It's a horror episode. It's a horror movie. It's great. How do you guys feel about zombies?
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool?
Solid premise.
How do you feel about cows?
I like burgers.
Because you see, hang on, let me share my stream to Discord and then show it. Try to show it on the stream anyway. So I'm doing a 72-hour game jam thing. You have 72 hours to make a game, and the people on YouTube won't be able to hear the audio, but trust me, there's audio. Don't worry about it. So yeah, this game is all about you've discovered that the farmer, or I guess technically the rancher, doesn't matter, is gonna slaughter the herd in 7 days, and you need to build a bunker to save as many cows as you can. The first new day dawns and you are filled with resolve to save your herd. You notice that the farmer has been watching the entire herd more attentively. This may cause some difficulties, but difficulties can be overcome. Whether through persuasion, deception, coercion, inspiration, or the will of Bovis, these cows will be saved. Hundreds of cows to save, 7 days to do it. You assume. They don't teach math in cow school. My resolve has never been stronger. And there you go. That every day you get 3 narrative events. And every night you go and build your bunker. Yeah, tell your friends what you know about the slaughter. Oh, look of horror fills their faces. As much as is possible for a cow. You gain 16 followers. They will be remembered as heroes if they join me. Yes. To the bunker. More cows join me. You have 24 followers. Great. And then you build a bunker. Passageways. You need pastures. You need wells to give them water. Look, I don't do art. I do the programming. Don't worry about that. So this is what I've been doing the last 3 days. Dungeon Keeper, but for cows. Speed through the night. There we go. There's music and stuff. Again, YouTube people, you can't hear that. Don't worry about it. Anyway, that's that. That's what I've been doing. What have you guys been up to?
Pretty chill weekend, really.
Does it involve cows?
Nope. There were no cows involved in my weekend.
Yeah, I don't often have a cow-based weekend.
Yeah, it doesn't really come up that much. But when it does come up. So yeah, that'll be posted on... I mean, technically I could put it live right now and just give it, like, an unlisted link. But yeah, that'll be... no, the main music is not Faith of the Heart. It all has to be copyright free. So yeah, that game, I have to post it in exactly 8 hours. Well, 7 hours, 56 minutes. That's the end of the game jam. I only have a little bit of time left. So I got some stuff to do after the stream. But yeah, then I'll post the link to the game in the Discord, and you guys can play my cow game.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Anyway, hopefully everyone's queued up. Season 3, Episode 5, Impulse. Zombie Vulcans. You know, I think I would like a cow today. I need to go buy part of a cow.
Hey everybody.
Hi. Wait, how come Soma's in the YouTube text chat but not in the voice chat? He's always in the voice chat. What's up with that? Freaking weird. Anyway, about 20 seconds. Everyone be ready. It's very unfortunate that the most delicious animal is also the most ecologically damaging. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's annoying.
Alright, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Play? Okay.
Imagine
All
eating animals. I no
They're
longer
just
enslave
delicious.
animals for food purposes.
I don't enslave animals for food purposes either. I just pay other people to enslave animals for food purposes. God, why are you screaming, T'Pol?
So loud. Just eat a Snickers and chill out.
Don't have a cow. My goodness.
Listen to the nice, soothing, easy listening edition of the opening titles.
Maybe T'Pol was so freaked out because she knew that the Faith of the Heart was about to start playing again.
This upbeat version of the song is perfect for a horror movie episode. I mean, this episode's stupid, but I like it. It's enjoyable. It's fun. It's a fun episode.
What have they done to Faith of the Heart? Good grief.
They just made it faster. They ruined it.
Yes, the intro is iffy.
It was so good.
Peppier instruments.
It was so good before. Why would they change it?
At least they now admit it's a Star Trek in the opening titles.
Yes.
Rick Berman had something to do with this. I know it. Bloody Rick.
Yeah, I am here. I'm just finishing cooking.
Okay, how do you feel about cows?
Well, they are, obviously, as you said, the most ecologically damaging.
But they're so tasty. They're the
They are
most
very
delicious
nice.
animal.
I'm currently cooking some meatballs.
Are they cow meatballs?
Possibly.
What do you mean possibly? What does that mean?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
The most delicious animal is man.
What do you mean? We taste like pork. Pork's not that great. It's okay. It's not as good as cow.
I shall be back in a second. Continue.
Ooh. Chef with dinner? What's Chef making? Is he making cow? I don't think we're going to learn.
He's making man, Ryan.
What's with you and eating people?
What's with you and eating people?
I don't, as a rule.
Cannibalism is cool because humans are intelligent enough to consent to being eaten.
My name is not Donner's Edits.
It's the only ethical kind of meat consumption.
That's also how you get diseases. Do you want diseases? 'Cause that's how you get diseases.
Well, I get turned into a zombie Vulcan.
Yes, that's exactly what happens. What is Tucker doing with his face? He looks so coy.
Good question.
He has such a silly smirk.
Movie nights? They could even watch Star Trek.
Oh, God.
They could watch Star Trek Enterprise.
Wow.
Specifically the episode with the zombie Vulcans.
Ooh, if we get a shot of movie night at the end of this. Well, I kind of stopped making videos. If I was still making videos and we get a shot of movie night at the end of this, I could just put Impulse on the screen. I could have them actually watch it.
Why are the Vulcans still sending ships in this place? I thought they said they stopped doing that years ago.
Maybe they just drifted in? I don't know. Also, this isn't how asteroids fields work, but I guess it's how it works when there's spatial anomalies everywhere.
Yeah.
This is kind of...
It could... Genuinely, that's the only reasonable explanation, I think.
I'm pretty sure they are going to state that explicitly, so I think it's fine. Granted, this is still a weirdly dense field.
Yeah.
Whatever.
See, this is what happens when you have a bunch of rocks with no
The highlights
with no natural predators.
Yes.
Beryllium ore. Wait, but I thought... Well, I guess it's unrefined, so it's not immune to the thing. So what is to Paul's
that looks
addiction an
safe.
analogy for? Just drugs in general, or is it a specific drug?
I thought it was. No, wait.
I don't know enough about drugs to say. Is it meth? I watched Breaking Bad.
It's like, yeah, let's send the entire bridge crew on the dinky shuttlecraft in a Rockopolis over here just to pick up some ore.
Yeah, who else are you gonna send? If not the main bridge crew. The captain and the first officer and the tactical. Who else do you send?
They're the
perfect
only
crew.
people who possibly could do this mission. They have a red shirt. What else do you need?
But he's not even in red. He's wearing black and white camo. Wait, who? What color is tactical in this series?
It is red, isn't it? That's
It
what
might be.
Malcolm wears.
Okay.
Yeah, they're under the same shirts as engineering still. Yeah.
Oh,
Malcolm's
yep,
got
red. I once got a comment on a YouTube video saying how big of an idiot I was because I said that I was talking about the division colors and they're like, oh, you're so stupid. Enterprise doesn't have division colors.
Yeah.
It's like, did you look at the shoulders? I know they're not as, it's not like the entire shirt like the other shows, but it's still there.
Yeah. Also, so we've got the tactical officer, the science officer, and the captain on a shuttlecraft. The chief engineer and the helmsman in the transporter bay.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of the command? Who is the rest of the command crew? Is Hoshi in charge?
What's Hoshi supposed to do? They're Vulcans. They already speak Vulcan. They don't need Hoshi.
Okay.
Also, Linda had other things to do this week.
Also, when they beamed in the first rock, that thing looked like it weighed like how much?
Well, it's metal ore, so I guess it's pretty dense.
Yeah.
A few 100 kilograms?
Yeah, and the dude, they just like picked it up with their bare
Look, they work.
hands.
We have seen several episodes of them with their shirts off. Have you seen how much they work out?
Well, what are they, the Gorn?
They're real strong. Why is the Mako the one asking about that? I didn't think this guy would even have lines. Thought he was just gonna get ripped apart by a Vulcan first scene. I don't really understand how the Saleya has life support. It seems like most of the ship is missing. Very fancy floor, though.
I don't know if I've ever seen a starship with manholes before.
I think they merge seamlessly into the floor when not in use.
Because it always seems like, you know, they're just vertically connected to another horizontal junction, and then they come out of the wall.
Is this the zombie Vulcan episode?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
And I'm back.
Now, I have a question that's very important to canon in TNG especially. There's a bunch of dirt on the floor here. Did that come from the asteroids, or did the Vulcans put rocks in their walls too?
You know, it could be, well, it could have been the, the stuff that they were lining the hull with, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
ore,
Look.
the slag from refining the trillium, just
And it's
scattered
just in the
about.
hallways? Why would it be in the hallways?
Well, after they went crazy and they started mainlining trillium, they probably didn't care anymore.
They're minerals, Marie.
Yeah, they're minerals, Ryan. Come on.
I don't think that's
I-
strictly true, but okay. Continue with
the
your
new-
references.
I got the new spicy hot honey chicken sandwich from Wendy's. So I'll let you know how that is.
Oh, has anyone
Okay.
had the chicken Big Mac?
The chicken Big Mac?
Yeah, they're doing a chicken Big Mac over here, and it is vile.
What do you mean? Why is it vile?
Are they using like the McChicken patties?
I think so.
I know McDonald's has actual like full chicken breast. It's not just the patties.
But they're not using that because
Alright,
the Big
but
Mac uses the small patties. They're going to be using the small McChicken processed chicken patties.
Guys, stop
Yeah, I'm not-
talking about sandwiches. We're supposed to be scared right now.
Nothing's happening.
no.
We've got like 10 minutes.
It's the scary corridor. They
Very
turned the lights
spooky.
off.
They're
They
turning the
turned
lights off
and got
there's-
mud all over the floor.
Yes, spooky mud.
Scary rocks.
So I'm looking at my local McDonald's right now, and I don't see a chicken Big Mac.
No,
They're doing it where you are.
we've got the menu hacks right now on the mobile app. Have you seen the menu hacks?
All the menu hacks are like fish.
Aren't Vulcans supposed to be like super strong here?
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Zombie Vulcan.
It's
That's a very
logical
spooky
for
zombie.
me to bash your face in with this piece of rebar I found.
Now, chickens, I will say, are better than pigs food-wise. Chickens are pretty good. Again, they don't compare
That
to
is
cows,
true,
but they're
very
better
true.
than pigs.
I'd like to point out that the menu hacks section of the McDonald's app is missing the most important menu hack, which is the McGangbang, and I don't know why.
What is that?
It's
What is a
what you say when you
mukbang?
want to get demonetized on YouTube. Oh, wait, I already am.
Ryan, we gotta.
Well, what?
Doesn't
Oh,
even
I'm
matter
not gonna
anymore.
finish that
You can
thought,
say whatever
actually.
you want.
Boom. Ha! Look at the hat. That'll get you demonetized.
They've begun zombies, Archer. Don't mince words.
I'm very disappointed that this episode aired on the 8th of October.
Not the 31st.
Indeed. Not the 31st.
Oh, at least it was in October. It's close enough.
Well, true.
It's the spook month. Oh my god, turn
I'm
up
sorry,
the
but-
settings, Reed.
These guys are just not scary.
Why
just
aren't they
kinda
scary? They're
waddle towards
zombies.
you with little clubs.
A lot
while
of people
you-
joining the VC
While
today.
you annihilate them with your
Well, it's Sunday
22nd
now.
century energy weapon.
Why?
Sunday does seem like a better day.
Yes, hello there.
Why is Reed even
Gotta
on
open
this
up.
mission? Shouldn't he be on the ship?
I've got no
Uh,
idea what's going
Like,
on.
what if they have a tactical situation? Someone needs to
Well,
like shoot things with the ship.
Hayes is there.
This is always the problem.
Well, yeah,
What
it
episode
really
is this?
Corporal
Yeah, Hayes
Hayes
and Reed
should
should
be the
swap
one on
places.
this. On
Yeah,
here.
Hayes should be
He's
here.
like-
Reed should be on the ship.
But they haven't settled that debate yet. They're still fighting about it. Reed's being a petulant child
good.
was like, no, I want to do it.
Let's
I
get
want to
a
get
couple-
my face clawed off by the zombies.
Ah, it's this
gonna-
episode, right.
It's going to take a couple of detached retinas to settle that dispute.
Detached.
They're standing there.
If they've lost their minds, why are they trying to
Menacingly.
like herd people? Why don't they just attack?
Because they had a speciality in herding cats. They're trying it on humans now.
Got some different spaghetti this time, and it is pretty nice.
Okay.
The question is,
It's
do I
also
eat?
better for the environment because it's in a cardboard box as opposed to a plastic bag.
Okay, you say better for the environment, but you can't even tell me if it's cow.
Oh, zombies with guns. This
I
is
haven't
much
checked
scarier.
what meat it is. I think it is probably cow meat, to be honest.
Zombies with
Okay, I guess one zombie with a gun isn't quite as scary.
I got 2 chicken sandwiches and a single at Wendy's. The question is, do I eat
So
the
this
other
is a
chicken
Wendy's.
sandwich? Do I have half of it? Do I have half the burger? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I found a picture of the chicken Big Mac. Yeah, it is just like the McNugget patties.
The McChicken patties? Yuck.
Archer, you are holding. There we go. He's
They
holding
have-
your face.
They have chicken breasts. I know they do.
They have them.
No, I think the ones here have stopped doing.
And it's
the chicken breast
real.
thing.
It's real. It's in here, and it's real. Come on, Benny. It's real.
Let's rewatch DS9 again.
Come on, what are these guys whining about? Tuvok had people running like across 100 decks. You're
If you're
complaining
in
about
the United
7.
States, April 4th is the day that TNG and Deep Space Nine leave Netflix.
Is that a late April Fool's joke?
April 4th. No, it's
It's Paramount. Is that
I
Paramount
thought they were
Plus being
returning
like,
to
hey,
Netflix.
let's,
no, they're
Paramount Plus
leaving
would
Netflix.
not- no, well, yeah, TNG and DS9. Did you say? Because I think they've been on Netflix for a while now.
I don't think cheese belongs on a chicken sandwich.
No, I
That
don't
sounds
like
a little odd.
chicken with cheese.
I hate this whole series changing from platform to platform thing. It's really annoying.
Well, if you just somehow manage to acquire MP4s,
Or happen to have the box sets for all the Star Trek series sitting.
yeah, that would be a way to acquire MP4s. You rip from the disc and you convert.
I just have the disc, but the problem is that I own the disc, but the disc is in South Africa, and I am not in South
What?
Africa anymore.
Why is the disc in
Um,
South Africa?
Because I couldn't bring the box sets for every single Star Trek series with me when I moved, because that exceeded the weight limit of my bag.
Okay.
DVDs are not.
Post
like-
service.
I don't know.
I would not try that. I don't know if
what-
you guys have had much experience shipping things from countries that are in the third world, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I don't know what it's like
Yeah,
on the
South
wrong
Africa's
side
not
of
third world. You're
Yeah.
a colony.
Technically it is.
the whole
and-
the whole third world thing in general is sort of an outdated term that
Yeah.
isn't very useful when
I
it
mean,
comes
Developing
technically, it never
nations,
even meant what
okay?
people use it to mean. It was
Any,
just
but
about, like,
anyway, what I was going
political
to say is I
relations.
don't know what things are like on the wrong side of the Atlantic, but here in America, basically the entire
Wrong side.
country is blanketed in like coverage for like this one network that only that you can pick up on like UHF that only plays old TV shows, including like 4 hours of Star Trek a day.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
like that in
Okay.
South Africa.
So you need an old TV with an old receiver?
Yeah, or
Gotcha.
or just just old just get a TV antenna. That's the answer. They've had those things running like autonomously in syndication, just looping
It does
around.
mean that you can't choose which one you're watching.
You'll
right?
just
But sometimes that's nice. You don't want the decision.
It
you
is.
just want Star
It is
Trek in the background.
Sometimes. But that's a sometimes.
Or what you could do is get all the MP4s, putting them in one playlist, and tell it to shuffle.
There you go.
Mm.
Is she gonna mind meld with the Psycho Vulcan? That'd be cool.
She probably shouldn't. That seems like an idea that's going to get her
Pretty
killed.
bad idea. She might stabilize the Mad Vulcan's condition, though.
Jolene has a very specific way of showing emotion. It always feels weird to me. The way her voice changes. She like goes really deep.
You should just leave to pull behind, and now that just like reintroduce her into the wild where she can roam free on the abandoned spaceship with all the other zombie Vulcans.
And one day there'll be a David Attenborough documentary on it.
Yeah. Here we see the majestic zombie Vulcan.
Its natural
habitat.
Natural habitat, yeah.
These creatures managed to somehow survive and live on this unmaintained, half-destroyed starship in the middle of an asteroid belt.
Where's the Enterprise again?
It's nearby somewhere.
The Enterprise hasn't been built yet. It's just Enterprise.
No, so in terms of the asteroid talk you were saying earlier, literally our only example of an asteroid field is our asteroid belt, which is millions of years old. So there is a fair chance that you could have dense asteroid fields.
Yes.
Okay, I guess if like a planet just got ripped apart or something.
If a planet got ripped apart
It's
within the
also possible
last, say, 100 years.
For a planetary body or something of sufficient mass to capture the remaining asteroids and have them in near orbit.
Yes, but that causes something like a ring system to form. But ring systems...
Eventually.
Yeah. But
well, they do say
they're
it's
not
the spatial
like this.
anomalies.
Yeah, a little pocket of
wait.
something.
How many times does the show have to explain the same thing, which is that Vulcans have emotions? It comes up so often.
Well, they just have to, like, explain it every time, because if you happen to not watch these in order, then, you know. Although we
Why
do
is she
get...
so
They
blurry
do
on
give
her
a
also?
slightly different explanation each time.
Yes. It's quite funny when they
wait.
contradict each other slightly.
The Mako is in high definition, but T'Pol was in SD.
That's funny.
What's up with that?
You gotta get the Vaseline filter, Ryan.
It wasn't even a
forgot to click
Vaseline
the right
filter, it was
button.
just low resolution.
The cameraman forgot to click the right button when he got it.
Yeah.
He forgot to click the I want the woman in high definition, not the man button.
He just got them mixed up. Ah, yes. Surprise attack. Coordinated attack from zombies.
Punch,
Alright.
punch. Literally,
Punch,
knee.
keep going.
Just kick him while he's down. Wait a second, Archer, a few episodes ago you literally said we don't kick people when they're down.
This isn't a person anymore.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
zombie
that's
Vulcan.
rude. They're still people, they're just sick.
Well, it's survival.
But they're about to abandon all these
established-
people.
Have we established why Reed is carrying a Mako rifle, not a Starfleet rifle?
He says
better.
that weapons are better.
Well, yeah. But literally in the previous episode, he was carrying a Mako rifle, wasn't he? Sorry, he was carrying a Starfleet rifle.
Just because he doesn't like the Mako people doesn't mean he doesn't like their guns.
He will go back to using a Starfleet phaser when they go to the Wild West.
There's
I
Hoshi.
remember that.
What's going on with this lot?
They're trying to get Trellium directly from the surface of an asteroid because they can't transport it.
Right.
And they're about to get hit by a big rock, and they're gonna die.
Yes, very big rock.
And
I
Robo
doubt they
is adamantly searching what's gonna happen on Google.
What's that?
I can just hear you typing. I assume you're Googling the episode.
This episode?
Yeah, you want to know more about
No.
it, I assume.
No. I know. I was typing on Reddit. Here, let me turn NVIDIA broadcast on so you can't hear that.
Are you arguing with people on the internet? Was somebody wrong?
I mean, there's a lot of people who are wrong on the internet, so.
Hmm.
No, it was just somebody
Oh,
had done a
Everyone
bad.
when typing on the internet is an example of the Dunning-Kruger effect.
I mean, it's some yeah.
Everyone on the internet is just some loser. Just turn it
Oh,
off.
where on the internet?
Ryan, do you think I've ever made
We
such a
have
claim to the
news for you.
contrary?
Okay.
Yes, we are all losers.
Yes.
I'm not a loser. I made a cow game. That makes me cool.
Sure it does, Ryan.
Cool is relative.
Well, I think the cow game is cool.
I think the cow game is also cool, Ryan.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're just messing with you.
Even if it means a temporary
thought you
halt
were
on the
screwed.
delay on the Boolean mod.
That pod doesn't look too good.
It's okay. They'll just make another one. Don't worry about it.
Ah, yes.
No, they'll eventually
The
fix this
infinite
one.
manufacturing capabilities.
I mean, they literally build a shuttle pod in Voyager.
This isn't the Voyager,
Yes.
though.
I
The
know, I know.
Voyager.
The Voyager.
250 years later.
It's
I
not
know it is.
the Voyager.
You can't protein resequence a shuttlecraft.
They can fly a shuttlecraft made out of meat.
Soma, what are you doing? Are you like brushing your microphone?
Yeah,
Is it furry? What happened?
I was just cleaning my microphone a little bit. Or the fluff on it, or whatever the thing's called, the pop
So I was
filter.
actually correct. You have a fluffy microphone.
The wind sock.
It-
The wind sock is
it's
what
the
that's
pop
called.
filter.
Pop filter is usually a disc.
You know,
Yeah,
if
it wins, I suppose.
play Stellaris, you can make ships out of food.
Ryan, don't
Depends
give me
on what race you are.
flashbacks to the
See,
genocidal sloth empire.
we did find someone wrong on the internet, and this time it was Soma.
Hey,
Finding someone wrong on the internet is not a difficult thing.
Are those CD
the same
holders?
whenever it was.
No, they're fancy Vulcan computer chips. Shut up.
Now what are we gonna keep our jewel cases in now?
These
Maybe we should take away T'Pol's gun or shoot her with our guns.
Maybe
Well, they need her to fix the ship.
maybe
Well,
you
she's
guys
not
should
going
like
to anymore.
find some kind of handcuffs or restraints.
Reed, you're behind her. Shoot her. Come on, who cares if she's your friend?
Chip would have done it already.
You don't really need containment. It's fine.
Yeah. Why
Yeah, we've seen that
contain
it
it?
can take a couple seconds.
It's cool.
You know.
Antimatter deserves to be free.
Yes.
How can you tell it's set to peel from there?
Don't worry about it. He knows many things.
He's a graduate of Starfleet Academy.
Is he, though?
He's a graduate of reading the script.
Is anybody here a graduate of Starfleet Academy? Does it
The
exist?
Mako, look, Mako over there, just fire. She can't see
Archer.
you.
Archer and Reed.
But does Starfleet Academy exist yet?
Well,
Isn't it
Starfleet
Starfleet?
exists, so I'm assuming they had to go to school somewhere.
Yeah, presumably there's some sort of academy.
Oh, there's that Vulcan strength of hers.
Yeah.
Maybe
We've been
she's
to
being
San
debilitated by the
Francisco.
Trillium.
Okay, what's the excuse all the other times?
She's a
What about the rest of the
girl.
Vulcans who are still strong?
Reason is plot. I'm confused as
So
to the
if you
nature of these
disable-
zombie Vulcans. It looks like they're still intelligent.
Yeah,
They
like
know how
they
to
can
work
use
shit.
tools and computers and
They
stuff.
don't have. They lost control of their emotions, which for some reason just turns them into these zombies.
Why aren't they fighting each other?
I'm assuming it's some kind of degradation of their brain stuff.
The last time we saw an image of Vulcans in the Expanse, they were eating each other.
Oh man, it would be so much cooler if like when they lost control of their emotions, instead of becoming zombies, they just turned in like emo teens.
You wouldn't understand, Saval.
You wouldn't. Logic's stupid, Dad.
Yeah.
Humans are the best.
Humans are the best.
No, don't hold her. Shoot her. Be a lot easier to get her out if she wasn't actively fighting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you had a gun.
Shoot and carry. Shoot and carry, guy.
Or don't, or just let her, stick with the group. Whatever. It's fine. I'm surprised we didn't get a shot of them, like, grabbing at his legs.
Yeah, it did certainly imply
We got that before.
Also, yes, there is a stun setting. They're going to use the stun setting to shoot T'Pol in a few episodes.
Maybe they had to throw one together after this incident.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe that's why you knew it was on kill. It's just always on kill.
But
It was just reminding the captain that it would kill him.
no, the
Okay.
pistols do have sunset, and we see it in previous.
If you're-
It has like a kill setting and like a can opener setting.
if you're like walking down the street with someone and someone comes up to mug you, make sure to turn to your friend and say, "Careful, their pistol's on kill."
Yeah.
But then the person who's bugging you will be like, "Oh, Star Trek fan. Let's just have a chat."
That's a reference to the famous Enterprise episode Impulse. I love
Yes.
that one. You know what? Here's my wallet.
I think the stun setting of human weapons is a baseball bat.
Or blackjack.
Stun settings for a pistol is just hitting them with the pistol.
Yeah, you just do the
Yeah.
pistol whip, which just knocks people out instantly 100% of the time.
Yeah.
It's about as effective as the stun setting seems to be on these Vulcans.
True.
Oh, the captain's going first. I guess because it's risky.
Yes.
Oh yes, let's risk our most valuable member.
Now will you shoot her? Yes, finally, Jesus.
Only took one shot to stun her compared to the others.
Careful.
He's going first with the heaviest load.
Yes. Are you calling T'Pol fat?
No, it's just two people as opposed to one. So it's putting the highest stress on it.
Well, if he could make it across with her, then everyone else can make it across.
Yes, well, somewhat.
Guaranteed.
It weakens it the most, but also it tested it the most.
So the Vulcans know how to use computers, but they don't know how to use a gun.
And they don't know how to make their ship not explode. Or
Yeah,
escape.
That's fair
or,
enough.
or treat their own illness.
Ooh, is the Mako gonna die?
Seems like there's one smart Vulcan and the rest are idiots.
Yes, the king
Ah, he
zombie
lived.
Vulcan.
Rip off.
No, the one Vulcan who's actually not a zombie, but it's just kind of going along with it because what other choice do they have? They're really outnumbered here.
I mean, to be fair, Mako Guy isn't in a red striped blue uniform. Although I think we have more blue striped deaths in Enterprise than we had in any other. A lot of the crewmen have the blue thing.
Oh yeah, the reactor breach. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Why contain it?
Who's
Yep, just leave. Forget about the clamps. You don't need them. Just leave.
Do not break another roof. I did actually see it rip off this time. Oh no, that's another ship.
Oh, Shuttle Pod 2 could shoot this Shuttle Pod's clamps. Are they going
That's
to
what
do
they're
it?
about to
Yes.
do.
Yes.
But now, when do the shuttle pods get phasers?
They've always
had
on the
them.
windows. They use the hand
Shooting
phasers.
They
Shooting
haven't
out the
always had
window?
them. They've had them for a while there.
No, I think that the like the artists or the writers just forgot that the shuttle pods had like the plasma cannons. I thought, and then in another episode they had torpedoes. Like
Well, hang on.
where
If
did
they
they keep
didn't-
all this stuff on the shuttle pod?
If they didn't have phasers before, maybe they got it when Enterprise went in for a retrofit.
Yes.
Maybe, but they never mentioned it. It just all happened off screen silently.
Things can happen off screen. We don't have to mention every single development. Do you want the entire repair schedule for you?
Yes.
Yes,
Give
yes.
me
Come on, what's the first principle of making TV? Show, don't tell.
I want an entire bill of materials down to every nut, bolt, and washer.
I want an entire episode where nothing happens and the senior staff basically like gets together and fills out paperwork.
I want a scrolling wall of text of all the different components.
I want O'Brien sitting there explaining to the maintenance crews what they have to do.
You heard the captain. Let's take these panels off.
I want a return of
get
the
a
Enterprise
technical
technical
manual?
manual.
There's a technical manual for a lot of things. I'm assuming you can get one for this.
There's loads of technical manuals for just about every ship. Oh, every major ship, I should say. Oh yeah, it's truly mild spoilers for a bit after the next couple of seconds. They've introduced and started online ships.
Yes.
Fancy. Except one of them is... I can't even tell the difference between a Star Trek Online ship and a TNG ship.
Well, that's
exactly
part of the point of their
Well,
designs.
that's kind of a good thing though, because they're basically two of them in particular. I know which ones we're talking about are essentially just upgrades of TNG era ships.
Yes.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'd expect this to be, right?
It is nice to see that all of them are sort of, or most of them are refits of previous classes.
Yeah,
Why
or just
do-
previous classes. There are. A
Why do
couple in there.
patients always have to be naked?
So you can
Well, it is a thing in hospitals. They put the gowns on them which have no butts.
T'Pol doesn't even have a gown. She just has a blanket.
Yeah, well, Phlox ran out. They're in the laundry.
Yep, see, we just saw her whole back. There's no gown there. They don't, like, have to cut into her body. They just inject her with things through the neck. It's not... What's the point?
Or even straight through the uniform.
Yeah, why?
which
Why
is
are they
funny,
naked?
Which is funny the number of times in TOS that McCoy rips Carrot's shirt or whatever to inject the hyper spray, despite showing other times just spraying through the uniform.
Movie night.
The needs of the many, the needs of the few. Humanity. Ah!
Now, Phlox, the issue with what you're saying here is that you're assuming the filmmakers thought it that far through.
Yes.
I don't know why. I feel like that one time they watch a movie in Discovery is like the last time we see anyone in Star Trek watch television or anything resembling television.
Yeah, we don't really see them watching films and things in other shows.
Yeah,
You'd
like
see them-
TNG has like a spring ball court and like a Q-tip dual arena or something, but they don't have like a TV in your bed.
I
In
mean,
your like.
Voyager did
We're
a
doing
movie
tactical
like
alert
this as well,
2.5
didn't
minutes before the end of the episode.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Didn't the guys on
Voyager had
did a
cooking with
movie like
Neelix, or the morning briefing with Neelix or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I mean,
Oh, you know what'd be funny? I would love to see a version of Kitchen Nightmares, but instead of Gordon Ramsay, it's Neelix.
Yeah.
And he just goes in there and he's gaslighting people.
this is the worst Yola route in the world.
It's a version of Kitchen Nightmares, except like Neelix just makes everyone's food worse.
He's just putting Leola root in everything. This, you know what this soup needs? It needs Leola root.
Because it's
This is Leola
It's all a
root
dream.
soup
It's fine.
now.
Well, that was a dream.
Then you wait. Is the actor who played Cisco's dad? Did he die? I think he might have died. We could have him like. We could have
He was
Neelix
pretty
show up
old.
at Cisco's dad's restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cisco's.
Yes.
Brock Peters died in
Cisco's
2005.
dad just like puts his hands on his hips and just shakes his head.
That's actually not long after
2005.
DS9 as well.
Oh, this episode starts with
It
Hoshi.
would be so much better if Cisco's dad got sucked into the Delta Quadrant.
All right, everyone
Just be
queue
like,
up the
"Oh,
next
really?"
episode, which is Exile. This episode is all about being a self-insert for Rick Berman.
Self-insert for Rick Berman.
Yeah, it's the episode where that's all about a dude obsessing over a woman.
Yeah.
To a really creepy extent.
400-year-old telepathic alien exiled on a planet in the expanse, shunned by his society because of his abilities. It's the Netflix caption.
Rick Berman, is this you?
Rick Berman, do you have
say that sounds
weird telepathy?
He thinks he does. He thinks he's good at reading people. I assume. I'm just making things up about Rick Berman.
If you make stuff about Rick Berman, it'll probably be true. So.
Rick Berman just.
Rick
wants
Berman
to
once
Rick
ate a man's
Berman.
leg.
True fact.
Live on screen,
Who has?
and nobody cared.
Rick
That
Berman
and the
got
best song
He
is
did it- he did it while
Hang
he
on,
was
everybody
original
press play in
produced by
5,
killing and
4,
eating all of his
3,
predecessors.
2, 1, play.
Everybody talk all at once, and we can actually. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this is why we
That's how
don't
we
have
get
more
the
than 10
stream
people in the
start.
voice chat
Oh,
at any
hey,
one
Linda.
time.
Hi, Linda.
Welcome to the watch along.
Yeah, hello.
You want to watch Star Trek Enterprise with us?
Oh, this is the creepy dude episode.
Yeah, Rick Berman.
Yes.
Um.
See,
What was I going to say? I forgot. Oh, right. People in the stream chat. You need
it
to.
got
comment
really
on why it's
cold in her
blurry.
quarters.
Don't make it weird, Rick.
I'm not being weird. It is. Hey, look, I didn't film it. Okay.
I wish I wish there was an Enterprise episode where like there's a
God.
race of aliens and they do like the Star Trek 4 thing where they only want to talk with like Porthos,
Yeah. It's just,
and we
that
have
would be
to
brilliant.
do like dog diplomacy. That would be fantastic, you
Imagine if
know?
they treated Porthos as the most valuable member of the crew.
Yeah, and like they and like everyone
He
else
is a
has
good
to like
boy.
yeah, and like they have to carry him around on like a salon chair, or else like the ship will explode or the mission will fail,
Yeah.
He's the crew's moral support.
or like one of the alien delegates like comes onto the bridge and then he just like pees on the floor to like reciprocate to like copy Porthos's behavior. This is a very good idea for an episode and would be much better than maybe any of the episodes I think we're going to watch on stream today.
Whoa, The Shipment is a legitimately good episode. It's great. Even though it's about Monke. It's a good monkey. There's a lot of monkeys, actually.
Nice beauty shot at the end of Enterprise.
Oh, good. I was going to have to eject you.
We really do need to just say it's the Voyager and the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Or we could not.
And just a reminder to the people while we were talking over each other earlier, but people in chat, you have to say, why is it blurry at some point?
No, they just did.
Good.
And I was choosing not to acknowledge that. Thank you.
See, you're being acknowledged. You have to, you know. I'm not even looking at stream chat, and I'm aware of it.
And
You
someone
can
literally just said
feel
it
it.
before you said that.
I guess I might as well unblur the screen and play the audio. It hardly matters for the channel at this point.
This is somewhat important for the plot at the moment. They're discovering that the spheres generate the anomalies.
Yes,
Yeah, whatever.
anomaly.
Is this like stellar cartography on
It's
like
a
a
special. I really
shoestring
like this
budget?
animation. They use it
Yeah.
quite a lot, but I like this
Yeah.
turnaround and warp animation.
It's not
That's good.
stellar cartography specifically, it's just a general operations center.
It is room where they do stellar cartography.
And
is
it
not
used to be
stellar
a cargo
cartography
bay.
room.
Ooh, directed by Belana Torres.
Hmm.
How many episodes has
not-
she done by now? We've got to be up to like 7 or 8.
We're probably going to have a Torres counter as well as a triangle ship counter. Well, we're a bit late to start now.
Remember in TNG whenever someone had like some completely insane hallucination,
Everyone
took it
believed
pretty
them
serious?
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they had that kind of dynamic.
To be fair, that's probably because of things like this in the past where
It
it so
happens all the
often
time,
is
it's not that
just
far-fetched.
true that everyone's just like, yeah, that's probably true. Let's just go.
Yeah,
with
that
it."
might as well happen today.
Like that episode where like Wesley trapped his mom in like a subspace bubble and people started like disappearing. And then like she be like, and so she like.
I mean, technically
tell-
that didn't happen, but it's telling that it's what Dr. Crusher believes would have happened.
Well, to be fair, more like what she believed. Well, yeah, I suppose, because she believed in bad things.
The reality
but
was of her own creation.
I wasn't just hoping. So
That's a matter of opinion.
Mr. Crayola, we're getting show audio.
he's just helping out the stream.
Oh, sorry.
Just a little bit.
How come Phlox never had like a standard uniform, or at least like kind of like
not
a
part of Starfleet?
surgeon's?
He's not on
He'd have
payroll.
something.
He's not
He'd
in
have
Starfleet.
something
I mean,
a little
it's
more.
not
the
part
Paul
of
isn't in
Starfleet, but
Starfleet
yeah.
either.
He doesn't work for
Well, T'Pol's
Starfleet.
going to
and
be in Starfleet and still not put
and-
on a uniform.
He doesn't work
Yeah,
for
but T'Pol's
Starfleet,
like-
and he doesn't work on
Yeah.
the ship. He does not get paid. They just abducted him.
And then we're like, oh, sorry, you've got to come with us to this really dangerous place.
Yeah,
And you don't get to go back to Denobula to say
Yeah.
goodbye to your family.
we're just
before we
gonna
go.
traffic
Thanks.
you into the Delphi expanse or whatever.
Hoshi, does your tablet have a
That's
camera?
creepy.
It's a little bit creepy.
Yeah, this is what Rick Berman sees whenever he's on set. He just watches them.
Oh, that must have actually been really helpful. They can just put the studio monitors on.
This would be quite something to either rig up or do in post-processing though, because they wouldn't. Because it'd been difficult at that time to directly rig the cameras to those screens.
Hang on, is this a redress of the Vulcan monastery? Is this
Probably.
Pajem?
Yes, yes, it is.
Yes.
Fancy new doors.
Into Pajem. She's
Oh,
like,
but it
I
wasn't
recognize
snowy
this
at
place."
Pajem. It's totally different.
It'd be really funny if Reader's like, "Oh, where were you?" And she's like, "Oh, it's definitely Pajem. We've got to go there." You're echoing again, Marla.
Yes.
And it's real.
Get this man a pair of headphones.
Really, really, really real.
Well, it's nice that Archer believes her.
Yeah.
She's 43. She's not that old.
What? Linda?
Linda.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean now? It's like in this... No, she's not 43. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right now in present day. She was
Yeah,
in
no,
Jurassic
well, I
Park
mean,
3.
Enterprise
Interesting.
wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
2003, so it was 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
Or I guess
Swedish
like
show,
18
yeah.
for this episode.
So she was 23 in this episode? Like when she filmed this?
Yeah,
Mid to
you're
late
Wow.
20s somewhere.
No, she's 23. This is 20 years
early
ago.
20s.
And she's
Well,
43 now.
I was approximating. It was more like 18 or 17.
This episode was filmed in 2004, so 25, I guess.
Why would you make yourself look like Dr. Flux? Now you're going to give her a bad relationship with one of her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, maybe you weren't exiled because you're a telepath, but maybe you're exiled because you're a freaking weirdo.
Just stop being a creep, man.
Yeah. You can live among non-telepaths perfectly normally as long as you're not an imbecile.
Just don't stalk people.
He's Luxana Troy's great grandfather.
What you typing about? Or was that typing? It sounded like you were just like flinging your keyboard around.
I was repulsing an incursion of zombie Vulcans.
Ah, yes. Slapping
had
the
a-
keyboard wall to wall to try and get random characters to shut up.
Or Hoshi, have you considered that he's just telling you what you want to hear? Considering he knows what you want.
But if they go there, they can shoot him.
Yes. I mean, that's what Janeway would do.
Because, like, what
That
else
is
are they
what
supposed
sh-
to do? Just fly away? He can reach them across light years.
Janeway would totally just go there, fire a quantum torpedo at the atmosphere, even though they don't have them, and then wander off.
Jane, do you think one day Janeway was just like, I want to shoot a gluon
That's an
bomb
interesting,
at him?
pretty CG shot. Like the shuttle pods
Yeah.
leaving have looked a lot better than that in the past.
And then Tuvok's like, WTF is a gluon bomb, and she's like, "Look, we've made explosives appear out of nothing before.
You know, I don't think Janeway would bomb them. I think Janeway would invite the guy up to the ship and then self-destruct. She loves her self-destruct.
Oh yeah, Cisco would bomb the planet with torpedoes. 'Cause that's
Oh
his
yeah,
thing.
Cisco would.
Picard would probably go down
Benjamin Warcrime,
and
Cisco,
shout
yeah.
at him. Picard would go down and shout at him with big words. And then, I don't know.
Kirk would punch him.
Yeah, Kirk would punch him.
Kirk would punch
Not
him
before
and then-
seducing Hoshi himself.
Yeah.
Kirk has already seduced Hoshi.
Okay,
Right.
wait,
Ah, yes.
Archer's saying she brought friends because it's protocol. No, that's totally not the reason. She brought friends because you're a creep.
All right,
don't
Mr.
feel
Crab
safe
Legs
around
on
me.
your head.
She's like, oh, he's not human.
Wow,
Okay.
he even looks like Rick Berman. Did they bring guns?
Hmm?
Or did they come down unarmed? I hope they brought a gun.
Well, Reed would have brought a gun. He's gone back to phase pistol though.
You know, if this were a Lower Decks episode, I just imagine
They
everyone
would
on
have
the
made
ship would be
jokes about
totally
his
on
face.
board with yelling about how big of a creep this guy is. It's like,
Yeah.
no, just leave. Screw this guy. We're out of here.
Well,
They-
specifically the people in the lower decks.
Then they trap him on that planet with Artemis.
Good question.
Speaking of Lower Decks, what is the problem with Starbase 80? Why does everyone hate Starbase 80?
Oh, it's probably the commander of it or something. Been weird.
This guy's voice sounds familiar, though.
He's probably been in Star Trek before.
That's interesting. Artifact specifies human being as created it. At least in the Doodle definition.
In what?
The Doodle definition of artifact says an object made by a human being, typically one of cultural or historical
Well,
interest.
they don't have Google in
Generally,
Star
I mean,
Trek.
I mean, to be fair, most artifacts.
So
Yeah,
Creepy
it's
Dude does some
humans.
voices for StarCraft 2. He's the smuggler character from the Old Republic. He...
The
Republic.
Cambridge Dictionary just says by a person, so that could technically be a
I think that
Alien.
definition is excluding animals, not aliens.
yeah.
Yeah.
But humans
But
are animals.
the Cambridge definition is person, which excludes animals, not aliens. But the one that was just found on Doodle, which is not necessarily always accurate, of course, specified human being.
Yeah. Ryan, did you say this guy mostly did like voice acting?
I don't know about
So-
mostly, but the other stuff I don't care about because I've never seen it.
Wow. Fair enough. Oh, it looks
He
like
did,
he's
he did voice acting for Star
Radio,
Wars The
though.
Old Republic.
Yeah, he's got the face.
I
for
have that
radio.
game. I do need to play it at some point. So many games I need to play. And yes, I have not completed Halo yet.
What do you mean?
I've been
How?
very busy. when I've had some time, I've been doing a little bit of Halo multiplayer. I've almost finished the Battle Pass, or whatever it's called, Season Pass. Just a slice of pizza.
Yeah, just like,
ham
and it's not
and
even
pineapple
fresh.
pizza.
Like, that thing's been sitting out for a few hours.
Yeah,
It's ham
same with
and
the burger.
pineapple as well.
At least the burgers are full meals, as opposed to just a slice of pizza.
I mean, to be fair, it is a selection of meals. It's not like choose one.
True.
To be fair, she's only going to have one bite of it anyway. So
Well, as an actor, yeah, she's only having one bite each time.
well, I mean, in Star Trek in general, people only need about one bite of a meal, and they're good for the day. You know.
Yeah. And they only drink out of opaque cups with nothing in it.
Except for when they don't, and they only drink the first like sip. and
There's
leave
an
it.
episode in Stargate called I forget what it's called. There's an episode in Stargate where they have a time loop, and Jack O'Neill eats Fruit Loops, and so they lose the Fruit Loops onto the spoons that be exactly the same each and every single time.
Okay.
There's like, oh, I've played Skyrim Special Edition. I am the Jarl of, or the Thane of Solitude.
Get
I
to know
think
her. I
I've-
thought you already knew everything about her.
I think I've worked out why the rest of their species don't like the telepathic ones.
Because they use it briefly, and like the
Yeah, yeah, they're just massively invasive constantly.
ugh. How have I
Feel free
forgotten
to wander. I'll know where you are at all times
Roy's
anyway.
planet? Wait, no.
Feel free to wander, but don't try to escape, or you might meet with an unfortunate
Betazoids. Like
accident.
the Betazoids who have principles about not invading privacy. But that's
But some
because
of
their
these
entire
don't
culture is
use
built
them.
around it.
Ugly guy with an amazing library. This is Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Except the beast is actually just a dick.
I mean, the actual beast started off as a bit of a dick.
He did, what, turn away a witch? When they were cold or something?
Yeah, he decided not to let someone stay inside or something.
And, you know, that's pretty rude. He had a big castle and a bunch of servants and some guards.
Jeez. I completely missed all of what you said. As you started talking, all of my USB stuff just stopped working for a second and then it rebooted.
Yeah, I heard myself for a second through you.
It fed. Well,
I didn't like it.
That's so sort of weird. It fed it through.
You know, maybe we should line the hole with Trellium. Have you considered that, Archer?
Yes.
Maybe we should just drop to Paul off somewhere.
Ooh, that's quite the hole.
Yeah, they're so screwed if they don't line it. Ooh, I never noticed they also have the chandelier that Enterprise D has, though.
Without the
Chandelier.
hole.
Wait,
75,000
hang-
light years is the distance of a certain other ship.
75,000 kilometers. What is that in light years?
Not very many.
Probably not much.
Sorry, let me change that query to what is that in light seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.9275.
It's a quarter of a light
to the
second.
negative ninth.
It's a quarter of a light second. So therefore, if full impulse is a quarter of the speed of light, they could get there in a second.
And that's like less than the distance to the moon. If I'm not too much mistaken.
He has the heart of the mountain.
It is a funny coincidence that all of the other planets in the solar system pretty much exactly align in between Earth and the moon.
It's all part of the great cosmic plan. One day when we can align the planets all together with our great technology.
Maybe
We're gonna put them in a little museum.
maybe having such an orientation makes conditions favorable for life. So it's like, oh, it's kind of weird these things are like this, or maybe it's necessary that things are like this. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the orientation of the planets, I don't think it matters. It's just
Well, like
If
having
Jupiter
having a
disappeared, we-
gas giant like
Yeah.
Jupiter helps protect us from collisions because it
big
sucks
boy
things up.
asteroids.
Yeah.
But we're specifically talking about fitting the planets between us and the moon.
What
That's
we
kinda-
should do is we should just put all of the planets together and to like make it into just one big boy planet.
Yeah, I don't, we
Then
would
we
get
can-
crushed,
Sun.
but
That would just be Jupiter again.
yeah, I think if you added all the mass of all the planets to Jupiter, it would just be like Jupiter
It's
plus.
still Jupiter.
Yeah, here's the thing.
I'm pretty sure that
Which-
Jupiter
which-
isn't
which would
too
you
far
rather
off
have,
to being a small
Jupiter
star.
or slightly
Jup-
larger Jupiter? Like there's still
Actually, wouldn't it be slightly
definite
smaller
improvement.
Jupiter? Isn't Jupiter at the point where you add mass and it just gets smaller or something?
That
Well,
doesn't
that's
make
because
any
it'll
sense.
Or does it get-
it'll start falling, getting smaller under its own.
It just gets denser, is what happens. Yeah.
That's called a star.
Well, what do you think is cooler, Jupiter or dense Jupiter?
Well, Jupiter, because denser Jupiter gets hotter.
It's like wide Jupiter. We need the wide Putin music. Every time Jupiter sucks up a planet, it gets wider.
We should just take all of the, or we could just take all of the planets and have them like orbit Jupiter.
Oh.
I don't know,
Are there
that
any
would be a
triangles
good
in this
idea.
flashback? Come on, where's the triangle? I know you've
I'm
seen
not
one,
seeing
Hoshi.
any.
You'd have like a season
Uh,
every couple months. Like it would be like winter, summer, winter, summer, winter, summer.
That'd be
Okay.
that'd be great. Winter's too long.
That was going really fast, but I'm pretty sure there are no triangles there.
Yeah, same.
Triangle ships.
I can investigate if you would like.
It's that Hoshi
you
just
would
saw
like
the
to.
Hoshi not only saw the Zindi, she saw the Zindi in charge of the project.
She saw Commander Dolem, and she saw the council chamber somehow.
Yeah, so she immediately found it. She just kept going. She'd just say, "Hey, I know where they are." I mean, we're probably not supposed to imply that that is them.
She
But-
can see the Zindi in the council chambers, but can she see why kids love the taste of cinnamon toast crunch?
With the range and with the amount of capability of that telepathy, quite possibly.
I don't know, man.
Is this guy the one making the anomalies? No, this is just some rando. He doesn't matter.
No, it's the sphere builders.
The sphere
After this
builders are like
episode-
yellow. Well, they're only one of them is flaky. But yeah, yellow flaky guy.
After this episode, we never hear from this guy again.
Thank God.
Good.
They upset me. You wouldn't like it. But I'm angry.
Like,
They're prisoners, Hoshi.
Apparently not, because there's 5.
bum, 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 bum. Well, I don't know, being creepy. So, does everybody in his species live so long?
Does everybody in species improve the situation if we shoot them? But I convinced them
after-
to stay
remember
by coercion,
I
and they came to
indoctrinated them.
I
develop
convinced them
Stockholm
to stay
syndrome.
because they didn't have a crew of people on their starship.
I mean,
What are
just
you
as a
doing,
matter of
everyone's favorite? What are you doing over there?
More zombie Vulcans. Also,
Monetize.
Starship. What registry?
I convinced them to stay by using telepathy to make them hallucinate that they had left until it was too late.
Don't let things stand in your way, Hoshi. That's why I'm literally standing in your way.
It's a little different.
Did they give Hoshi a gun when she came down?
Yes.
Probably.
She should probably go get that.
We still need him to work on the where there's India.
I don't think he ever really had any intention of doing that.
As far as they know, he still does.
Yeah, so far as they know.
What I'm thinking is none of your business.
Mr. Crayola, you need headphones.
No, just you know what you can
Headphones
do?
are very important.
Turn off the automatic detection, because what it'll do is it'll keep lowering the detection level of Discord until it detects human voices. And so
That's
if you
helpful.
haven't talked or said anything in a while, it'll start picking up the television in the background.
Yeah.
Well, so what we're saying is talk more.
Yeah, occasionally
Speak to
if you
us.
occasionally say something, it'll raise the noise floor, and then it won't pick up the speakers.
Or you can just set to push to talk. It works fine.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to
Or that, yes.
push to talk is
Or just manually set the detection level, like
I
tend
just
to
set my
do.
push to talk to be the side macro button on my mouse. It works pretty well.
So they've
I
tested
do that as
on the
well.
shutter pause at the moment.
Unfortunately, the side macro button on my mouse is also the go back for most applications,
So
Chrome and such.
Yeah, there
in
are those
games,
two side buttons, and then I have one below that works.
in games, I tend to use caps lock because pushing the side button on the mouse tends to move my aim, disturb my aim while I'm pew-pewing the bad guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, the one game I need to use push talking quite a lot is Armor 3, and caps lock is already bound to something else. So
Well,
What
you
mouse
can
do
just
you have?
change that.
I could, but like, it's also a push to talk, but it's push to talk for radio instead of push to talk for local comms. So it's still a push to talk key.
What's your mouse?
G402.
I just have a
it's
really
got-
cheap mouse from Amazon, which is rate adjustable and it has numerous buttons and things.
The
it's a decent
G402
mouse.
has the G402 has that
It
macro
looks
button.
like it
What's up
has
with that?
lots of buttons, but the one at the bottom is just a
It's
a
not
button
rebindable.
Yes. At least I have tried. I might try and download the software again and see if there's a way to rebind. I know the 502.
There was
you
a
can
point.
change it, but
There was a point in time where Logitech had software called Setpoint, and it was fantastic. And then they got rid of Setpoint and they created this thing called G Suite, and G Suite was terrible.
G Suite
It's
is
just
working
this
well.
set point-
G Hub is working great for me.
Well, if you had started with Setpoint, and then so at the time I had I think it was a G11 keyboard, and then the G9 mouse and the G930 headset, and each one had its own little utility. And then they rolled it all into one.
By worse, do you mean less features but easier to use?
It was less features, but it rolled everything into one package, and it was like it used more resources, and I don't know, it had issues. It removed features, and it was a little buggy for me, but I don't know. Maybe it got better, but it's been a while, like
seems fine for me.
10 years.
But we said undercarriage.
Oh no! This is where we have the bouncing shuttle pod.
Oh no.
Do you want to try to like open the door? No, it's just gonna fly away.
Why didn't he jump in it? It's like when your car starts to drive away, you jump in it, hit the brakes.
Yeah.
No, it'll just drift. It's fine.
Doesn't the Enterprise have like grapplers on it or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not on the
Nothing grab
Enterprise.
it.
They're on the
Well, no,
surface
they
of a
can't be on the
sphere, and
Enterprise because the
is-
Enterprise
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
exist yet. Unless you mean like the
Enterprise.
not CVS. That's a different thing. The
CVS.
the
Pharmacy.
American
Pharmacy.
aircraft carrier Enterprise.
Why don't they could also just like deactivate their magnet boots and like jump up there.
I'm pretty sure that's not how
Sure, if you want to get lost into
If you,
space.
yeah, if you
Hang
miss,
on.
you just drift away.
You could just turn your magnet boots back on.
Guys.
They'll very, very, very slowly decelerate you.
They're not very clever, are they? They just watched the shuttlecraft like fall at them, and they were like, "Yeah."
So when you open the door, would everything inside of it be like upside down, or will the artificial gravity have compensated for all of that, and everything would be fine? Is there artificial gravity inside? I guess there has to be artificial gravity inside of the shuttle pod. We never see them
Yeah.
floating around inside it.
CVN, that's the prefix for American ships,
CVN.
not CVS.
Enterprise is CVN because it's nuclear.
And another
But the
outfit
previous
from
Enterprise was
up there.
CV, right?
Yeah.
The first
any
Enterprise.
non-nuclear would be Charlie Victor. Any
CV6
nuclear
or
would be Charlie
CV5?
Victor November.
Wasn't the first Enterprise nuclear, and it was like a converted Kitty Hawk?
No.
Like it was like a
Just-
heavily modified Kitty Hawk.
Well, the
Kitty
first
Hawks
Enterprise was
weren't nuclear.
Yeah, the first Enterprise was just a conventional carrier.
Hoshi, gun.
It was what
Yeah.
Yorktown class.
The first
Another one?
Enterprise was a Yorktown class Charlie Victor 6.
Yeah. And then we had.
And there was a CVN 65.
Mr.
And now-
Crayola,
And
when
we're
you go to a convenience
and we're
store, do
getting
you go to
CVN
Charlie
85
Victor
now, right?
Sierra?
No, because we don't have those in the UK.
Okay.
So
Well, how does the registry system work for the
It
UK
works very well.
carriers?
Oh.
What?
what do you guys think is the best aircraft carrier in the world, and why do you think it's the new American ones?
Yeah.
It's obviously the new British ones because they are sexy as all hell.
HMS Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, you mean the diesel ones that were gonna have a catapult, and they decided not to have the catapult, so they had to cancel their order of F-35Cs.
Well, of course
and then
they
have to go back
canceled
to
the catapult
F-35Bs.
because those are
Yes,
ineffective
these are
siege
just
weapons. You need a
But the
trebuchet.
original
Have you heard
plan
about
was
Trump's like beef with the new catapult on the Gerald Ford class?
Trump has a beef with the catapult.
Yeah,
They had
he would
they had problems getting it to perform to the required spec with the electromagnetic catapult.
That's
so they
because
scrapped the
they're
electromagnetic
using
catapult and
catapults.
back
You
to
need to
steam.
use a trebuchet. Come on. We'd go back for
I was going to say the Queen Elizabeth was originally designed not to have the catapults and to use the F-35Bs. And then when the
Right,
government,
and then
the government
they
made,
switched back.
yeah, the government made the decision without consulting the designers or the Navy to go to
Well,
the
if you're such a
F-35C. And then the Navy was like, yeah, here's the bill if we now want to fit the catapult. And the government went, oh shit, that's a terrible idea. Go back to these no catapults. Ski
Yep.
ramp.
So
runway.
it's
Because the C
The-
had
the
a slightly longer
35B
range and more.
more payload and more
Stuff,
range, yeah,
yeah.
and also cheaper.
Yeah, well,
So they wanted to use the cheaper planes, but that required more expensive carriers. So then they went back to the cheaper carriers and more expensive planes. Yeah.
And I mean, they've only thrown one of the Bs off the back of the carrier. The Americans have thrown a C off the front of the carrier. So we're fair game here, right?
Well, look, the F-35B is kind of the F-35 in general is just a mess, developmental mess, right? I mean,
yeah, the F-35 is a masterpiece. The most of Lockheed Martin's ability to create, not Lockheed Martin. Who built it? Was it Lockheed Martin?
Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, Lockheed Martin's ability to design a machine that lobbies the government to give them $1 trillion to design a fighter jet that we don't really need that much.
Well, what?
Mr.
So
Viola, the echo is getting much more obvious as these characters are now yelling at each other.
What's happened to Enterprise?
There's a lot.
are they AFK? Maybe they're just AFK.
Frank,
Hmm.
I don't know. I muted them a
I have-
while ago. I don't know if they've been
Yeah.
talking a lot.
I have a solution. No, they haven't been talking.
We talk some.
What?
They did talk some earlier, but they haven't talked
Yeah.
since we asked them about their audio problems.
That's not true. They Charlie Victor Sierra, man.
Oh. Maybe I got mixed up.
Not the egg. I like the very visible seam in the plastic.
These prop artists are doing their best, man.
What can you offer her, Crabhead?
There's a
Yes.
cryptid staring at me from the doorway. I saw it and it disappeared.
This reminds me of the TOS Halloween episode. I'll destroy your scepter if you don't free our ship.
Hoshi, how come you never use the gun? What's up with that? At least we shot to Paul last episode.
Yes.
Imagine. Never mind. Let's not.
Imagine
Let's
shooting to
not.
Paul.
I was gonna say, imagine what Rick Berman would do if he had a phaser or a hypo spray, but then I decided to abort that.
Okay,
but,
okay,
hey.
yes.
When I say never mind, it's best to leave it be.
Yeah, probably. At least 50 spheres. Now, I
Isn't
think
it like
the actual
180?
numbers... Yeah, there's a lot more.
Yes.
But conveniently, they can all be destroyed if you just destroy one. It works out. Super easy.
It has to be only
Fairly
certain
easy.
ones,
It's
though,
a
like
thick one.
certain key spheres. It's like, do you remember
Maybe these
the
50
Northeast
are
blackout?
these,
I mean, I
Remember the
wasn't.
Northeast blackout?
Yeah.
They were like basically, there was in like upstate New York in Niagara, a transformer tripped and it caused a cascading power failure in the for 7 states.
No, it wasn't upstate
Because-
New York. It was Ohio's fault.
I thought it was over the Canada New York border by Niagara.
No, it was in Ohio basically, where they had where something was going
I'm
on.
going to look it up.
Yeah, something was going on. The software at the control center basically wasn't alerting them that something was going wrong. So that failed, and because that failed, basically, it kind of created this cascade thing where you couldn't get electricity into Cincinnati, I think, without having it go like all the way around the northern shores of the Great Lakes through the Detroit and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Here it says it's Ohio. Yeah, I'm seeing this.
Thanks, Ohio.
Then what am I thinking with New York? Maybe I'm thinking of the
There's
other
a New York blackout
Northeast
in like the
blackout.
60s, right? Or the 70s.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, when one grid went down, all the surrounding grids would try to compensate for it, which would overload those grids, which would overload the grids next to them, and just kept rolling until it got to where it's not connected.
Yeah,
And,
and when and when you pump a lot of electricity through those power lines, they will like heat up and expand, and then they'll like touch trees and short themselves out.
1 minute to the next episode, by the way. Everyone cue up the shipment. The Shipment with the monkeys.
Monkeys.
Everybody loves a monkey.
monkeys.
But what type of
Looks like
monkeys?
looks like
They're
UK
eating
Netflix
monkeys.
has it previously on. So careful of the recap.
Yeah. If
Previously
you're
on.
on Netflix, just press play, and because it might skip the press
Yeah.
play and then go back to 0. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember that scene in the Super Mario Brothers movie where Bowser like saw a guy get turned into a monkey and he was like, "Monkey."
Isn't that what everyone does when they see a monkey? You just say monkey. All right, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. First scene, I believe, is of a monkey. No, it's gonna be. Oh no, this is the recap. I think the
Yes, the
first real
recap.
scene is monkey.
No.
No.
So it's just a point.
Is the second scene monkey? We gotta
It
get an
might be
early
after Cold
monkey.
Open. Why are we recapping literally the previous episode when they don't do that in the past?
Because normally when it
Don't worry
aired,
about
it
it.
aired a week apart.
I know, but I suppose this episode is directly linked, but they haven't done that for any of the previous episodes, even when they have been.
Oh yeah. Well, there might still be a monkey in here somewhere. This is the council chamber.
So this time they're going to test it on test the weapon on an uninhabited system.
You know, really, humans are just fancy
Is
monkeys.
that Rick Worthy?
How dare you? I'm not a fancy monkey.
I think that was Rick.
I'm a very
Uplifting music.
Wow.
Getting
wanna
so happy.
down there.
Elsa.
Eh.
No singing.
We don't believe in singing on this live stream.
Why
I think
is
that them making it more upbeat for like the darkest season was just a really strange decision.
yeah? I also hate that shot. You know, with like the HMS Enterprise or something superimposed on like a road, just for a second before it fades out. And like what's the deal with how does a 19th century naval ship go down a road?
I'm sure
It's
that's
not
watching
supposed to
Family
be
Guy.
there.
Very carefully.
Yeah.
What you call
Carefully.
it? I guess maybe it would have seemed less weird had they gone a full 7 seasons and there was like 4 seasons after this season that were with this music, but you know, being as
But
it were
season
that it
4
ended
didn't have
after
this
season
either.
4.
If everything went according to plan, Star Trek Enterprise would still be on the air today.
I missed the cold open. What happened?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Essentially,
Actually,
they're
what's the-
testing the weapon. That's
They're
it.
planning to test the weapon in a future episode that's like 7 episodes away.
Yeah.
And they're specifically going to test it on an uninhabited planet, which they should have done in the first place, as we all know.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, there's the monkey world. So, as a reminder, I assume, everybody has forgotten this. Chemosite, which is what the weapon uses as a power source, originally showed up in Deep Space Nine in a comedy episode.
Yeah, I know. I knew that the word rang a bell.
Chemosite is from the
Comedy
episode
episode.
where Quark and co. travel back in time and become the Roswell aliens. Chemosite is what
great
they were
episode.
smuggling.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was so good.
It should have been a great twist with the Cindy arc, is that they just destabilized the
Quark.
chemosite and made the weapon go back in time.
There is a lot of time travel in this plotline. So
But they
Rick
should have gone
Worthy
back in time
is...
to the exact point that the Ferengi had.
Yeah. So Rick Worthy is the council monkey. He's not this monkey. He's the council monkey.
Monkey, monkey man. I wanna be a monkey man.
You already are a monkey man. We're all monkey men. Oh, there's an outtake here. Well, in a minute or so. Where, they try to break their way in and it just doesn't work. They, like, put actual thermite on a grate and it just doesn't do it. It makes this tiny little hole. Monkeys! It's an entire monkey colony.
Yeah, it's just the monkey Cindy.
This show maybe could have been written by monkeys. We are all
Why
monkeys on
does-
this blessed day.
Why does?
So
Yes.
I was gonna say, why does Travis's seat need to slide left and right? So I guess he sits in the middle when he's not piloting, and then when he's manually piloting, he slides over to the right. But I hope that that has a really positive engagement with that seat, because you don't want to slide back over while you're trying to steer the ship and inadvertently cause it to steer to the left as you're trying to right
There's
yourself in the
something
seat.
about that in behind the scenes about why they did that.
All right. So, yeah, Archer
Probably said
points his
camera
prop at
can
the
see
thing
out.
while they ignite the thermite. And it just... Oh, they didn't even fix it. They actually just cut.
What do you mean fix what?
They didn't try again with a new grate. They just cut and said it was fine. Cut to them inside the compound.
The thermite just didn't work, and so they
Oh, you're saying there was an
we went
outtake
off
in
but
that?
didn't cut through it.
Yeah, the outtake there was he like drags his phaser to the side because he's making a hole, but the thermite doesn't move. It just burns that one spot. And they didn't fix that.
So
they didn't try again. They just
trimmed it
cut
down.
it.
Yeah, well, thermite's
There's also a
expensive.
mistake there where it swaps position with the one he took.
Monkeys weren't designed to manufacture mass quantities. You know, if Worf was a Xindi, then when he met Mark Twain still would have said a werewolf. Do we get any Xindi in New Trek?
I like their costumes. They had a really nice costume design for these guys.
For the
I
monkeys?
believe we did get some Xindi in.
I like
Discovery.
I like the weightlifting belt.
I know
Yeah.
they mention the Xindi in Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah, we got a mention, and I think we get some Xindi in Star Trek Discovery.
I'm
Season
gonna
4.
look that up. I don't remember that at all.
Could be wrong.
Star Trek Discovery Xindi.
Could be something else. I just think I remember them mentioning.
Yeah, we might have seen it on the
Somewhere.
map. Oh, Discovery But to Connect, Season 4. It doesn't say in what capacity they were used. It just says appearance Discovery Season 4.
Probably a background.
Out for an evening stroll.
He's a monkey. He probably shits in the woods.
The assembly was explicitly mentioned to have representatives from species of all 4 quadrants. Behind the scenes artwork further identified various things and Zindian insectoids. Behind the scenes artwork. Oh no, there is this Indian insectoid delegate somewhere. I need to find a picture. Apparently it's an insectoid for some reason.
The problem with having
though
a
they're the
Zindi
worst
insectoid
Zindi race.
delegate is that every like 2 or 3 years you need to get a new one. Because they only live.
Why
to be, like,
wasn't
what,
it
5
a
or 6?
monkey? Ah? What are we ahhing about?
Oh, I was just grabbing my jumper. The thermostat's not working very well.
Hematite? Well, it's from an episode of Deep Space Nine. We already went over this.
Wasn't chemosite also used in those bioweapons that the Monke tried to make? Or is that hematite?
I don't think it was chemasite.
I know. Was it Cisco using trilithium resin?
It was,
And
yeah. Trying to find what they made. You don't know about the Death Star that you're supplying the explosive material for. How do you not know about the Death Star?
he brings him the exocomp piece, and he's like, "Here's your evidence."
No, I think it's just like a metal shard.
No, it's a side of an exocomp.
Okay, I found it. The Maquis used cobalt diselenide. Cobalt diselenide. Yes, destroy it.
Sure, yes, that's what I was intending to do. Absolutely, yes, Mr. Reed.
Right, first we need to see its capabilities. Maybe try it on the Vulcans.
We can't kill them, Reed.
Oh,
They're
well, true.
monkeys.
Monkey man.
Ah, come on, Archer. What's one war crime?
Loosen up. Come on, a little bit.
You obviously
party never
haven't
hurt
had
nobody.
Janeway give you an influence yet.
Well, they can't beam the entire colony up to the ship and self-destruct.
And Cisco obviously hasn't had a chat to him yet. Just level the entire planet.
Wait, you're saying Cisco would literally make the Earth flat?
Yes.
Interesting.
And then he'd have to explain his actions in a court with Worf.
Why does the monkey have 3 belts, though?
It's a weightlifting belt.
He feels
to
like
keep
it.
his.
He doesn't look like a weightlifter. He's a scientist. What's with the belt?
There's a lot of chemosite.
Mates are weightlifters.
I forgot to put my washing on.
Here it is, exocomp side.
Well, it's not here yet. There it is.
It was
Why,
in his
it's
hand.
half of an
Uh,
exocom from the
Yeah, okay.
Next Generation episode.
Archer's like, why have you been killing exocomps? How dare you? This is
Don't you know
murder.
that these things are self-aware,
Have
as
you seen
described in
Peanut
the
Hamper?
TNG
They deserve
episode
it.
Evolution?
It doesn't really look twisted. It looks like it's in pretty good condition.
Oh.
Looks fine to me. Okay, so does this monkey bear responsibility for it, given that he didn't know they were building it?
No, the people who designed it do.
And now this is where we get them looking at the weapon.
And Tucker's gonna
Finally
blast it right
taking-
out of the water.
They're
Oh,
finally
this is
taking a look
a
at the weapon.
fantastic prop and scene.
The prop, it looks CG, but it's not.
That's
Well, it's
because they had
CG
to
when
build in
it's CG
to
here.
make it go outside.
This part is CG when the things regenerate.
Yeah.
Yeah, the worms are, but I'm saying like the prop itself, like the metal. It looks fake.
Oh no, it's just color change paint, automotive paint.
It's so weird.
An engineer and a doctor examine a weapon.
He's only responsible if he never asked what they were going to do with it. I don't think he does. I'm pretty sure he says he never asked, as a rule.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's saying that right now. We never considered why he wanted such pure chemosites. Apes. Gross. So that statement by the monkey was just racist.
Well, that is Star Trek.
Yeah. Everyone in Star Trek is racist toward aliens. Yeah, it's too bad about the bird people. At least we still have the fish and the monkeys. I don't care about the primates or the insectoids or the reptilians. But we still have monkeys and fish. Was what ended it a metaphor for nuclear war?
Yep.
Yes.
Wow. Very subtle.
How appropriate.
Wait, what? I don't think this is how planets work. When we saw their homeworld, it was an asteroid field. I don't think detonating 8 bombs, fissure or not, is going to literally destroy the planet.
True.
I don't think that's how gravity works. No, it's not okay, Archer. So, how's the weather?
Old.
Alright.
Soma, how come to warm up you put jumpers on?
What do you mean? How do I put a jumper on?
As opposed to sweaters. It's a
have
language
sweat-
question.
We have sweaters as well.
But jumpers
Wait.
are the things you use to transfer electricity from a battery.
Jumpers are those.
Wait, okay, wait a second.
things
Why are
stand
you
on
shocking
that
yourself,
with the
Soma?
spring and the handlebars.
But we have, there's numerous words in the English language that
Okay.
have multiple meanings.
What's the difference
I mean,
between a
to be
jumper and a
fair-
sweater? As an article of clothing, anyway.
English.
The
Sweaters
jumper
are
is
more
woolen
specifically
and
designed
woven.
for
A
when you're
sweater
going
is-
jogging or doing excessive amounts of exercise.
So they're
Okay.
the same
Can't just
thing.
wear-
Completely different.
What's the difference between a jumper and a pogo stick?
Yeah.
Well, you don't
Wait.
pogo on your car battery.
Uh,
How
I
come
guess
we
you could.
pogo on a car battery, but we car battery on a pogo?
He's trying to start a pandemic among batteries.
I mean, to be fair, pretty smart.
it's easy.
It'll probably do a bit more than kill the immune system, but hey, hey.
Well, who cares if there are humans in the area? If there are humans in the area, they're just going to get shot by the reptilians.
Omicron.
Plenty of test
Yeah.
subjects.
Is he gonna feed them to his pets? I wonder.
Maybe. God, imagine how many calories those things would have if they can literally power an energy weapon.
Where does the energy come from?
The
From the
mycelial network.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they're not exposed to the sun, so it's not like a photosynthetic thing.
They pull it from
It's
a
not being
subspace
given
domain.
food.
They exist in more than 3 dimensions.
Well, apparently they feed off radiation, which I suppose works.
See, that kind of radiation weakens the barriers between subspace domains so they can more easily channel power through it.
Right.
Did we show him the video? I don't think we did. Are they monkeys or are they reptiles?
They're monkeys.
Yep, monkeys.
Boss monkey, please answer the door.
He's got
Give him a
doorbell
chance to
that he
answer the
starts by
door.
knocking
What if
it.
he was in, what if Greylick's in the shower, man? Give him a minute.
Why is there no actual path to his door? It's just like trees.
There is a path to the door.
They're
They're
literally named after trees. They're Zindi arboreals. Trees are
They're
their
walking
whole
along the
thing.
ground. Why are their houses not in the trees?
Maybe it's just more difficult. So they just settle for being among the trees. The same reason humans don't build in trees that often, even though we came from trees.
And from trees we will return one day.
We just live inside of chopped down and processed trees.
And one day the seas will rise and we will return to the trees once more.
What do you mean one day? That's happening now.
Well, are people moving back into the trees?
No, but the seas are rising.
Oh
Can you
yeah,
keep
but
choosing
I'm
the
using
worst
the
places to
exclusive
test alien
and
weapons? Geordie
You can't
tests
test weapons
in the
here. Where's the
Imperial-
warp core?
Yeah, Geordie tests-
What's the point?
Geordie tests them next to warp cores, and Trip tests them next to nuclear weapons. Like, are we just not?
In fairness, this is basically any place. Oh, actually, there are a couple others, I suppose, on the Enterprise.
Literally
But-
standing next to a nuclear weapon.
The Enterprise D has plenty of other places to test weaponry.
Yeah.
test the weapon in like the
Ooh,
yoga
CG
studio.
monkeys. There are a lot of CG monkeys there.
Non-monkeys.
Yeah, I don't care about these people. They're not monkeys. Or fish. Or giraffes.
The monkey is funky.
There's some monkeys. So how come
implication
for the
is they're
Zindi
actually
avians,
sloth.
the skull of a Zindi avian that we see is a giraffe skull? What's up with that? Why is this guy so shocked by walks? It seems like fairly
That's just
common
all-
behavior.
What is this walk you speak of?
Reptilians
walk.
don't need to stretch their
What
muscles.
registry?
What is your plan here, Archer?
Yeah, why don't
Are
they
you
just
just-
send this dude back into the compound and tell him to just
Yeah.
tell them that the stuff is bad and they can't take it? Like they made a mistake in manufacturing and they need to start again.
Jesse, our methylamine is going to expire.
Hematite
there's
doesn't
there's no
expire.
extended warranty. Give us a couple days to put together the paperwork for the extended warranty for you guys. Just, yeah.
We also put in a no Death Star clause, but that shouldn't be a problem. You're just using it for research, right?
Heat.
Hey, they got those from the
Is that from
um
Star Trek Insurrection?
oh no, I was gonna say the Arsenal of Freedom episode.
Oh, maybe.
The
Except these are
Starship
CG.
Lollipop.
I think the one from Arsenal of Freedom was on a wire.
Oh, it's a different prop. I'm just joking. Like they could have gotten him from
Okay.
the same aliens.
Gotcha. But these also have worms for power. I don't know what Archer's end goal is here. Either he lets Greylick go back, or he shoots him.
Or you can kidnap him. That's fine too. You've forgotten the Janeway option of bringing it up to the ship and then self-destructing.
Uh-oh.
True. Oh, that's a safety device right there.
This is a good scene you did a video on as well.
Yes. Except I'm pretty sure I cut out all of this. Or at least most of it.
I think you started there.
Gotta transport it outside.
And he's going to knock a guy down and nobody's going to stop to help. Bye.
He's just out.
Sorry.
He's just
Hello.
out. He's like an NPC in a game. He's just dead.
He's like,
Just full ragdoll. Now here's a question.
hit point.
Could he have just dematerialized it and not rematerialized it?
No, so
they haven't really done that sort of stuff yet.
yeah.
That's advanced transporter technique.
Yeah, that's TNG kind of stuff. And Scotty, of course.
But even in TNG, which supposedly has weapon deactivation during transport, it sometimes happens.
How does
Can you
that weapon
imagine, like,
deactivation during
O'Brien
transport work? Does it
just
just
like-
beam out the battery?
Just uses his transporter knowledge for evil and combines all of the Enterprise's transporter arrays to like dematerialize, like, I don't know, like an entire city and not put it back.
God. Weapon of mass destruction.
Those are some nice rocks.
Totally in awe.
Never
Are
start
those
a fire
real
inside of a
rocks?
cave.
Maybe they really like those rocks, and so they put them in a lot of their bulkheads.
The reason you never start a fire inside of a cave is that it'll cause a cave in. The heat will make the rocks expand and crack and come down on your head, which is
There's
generally
also the
considered
issue
a
of
bad
filling
thing.
the small area with smoke.
Yeah.
Archer started the long tradition here.
Hence the
of,
term
collecting
smoking
rocks.
out someone.
Archer would collect rocks and put them in between the bulkheads for additional storage. He didn't want the crew to know about his rock collection.
He really, yeah, he wanted to keep collecting rocks, but he had to hide them somewhere, or else people would suspect something.
It's like the Omega Directive, except so only captains know about the rock collective.
They're minerals.
The rock collective or the rock directive?
Well, the rock collecting directive.
They're minerals to Paul.
Only captains know, right? And everywhere they go, they have to collect rocks. That's why on early missions, only the captains would go down to the surface on away missions because they personally collected the rocks.
Are bulkheads really the best place to hide it, though? They explode all the time.
And the reason why Kirk always looks so stressed when he beams down to like the TOS planets, he's like, "Dear God, this whole place is made of rocks."
I have to collect so many. And that's why he gets so angry when he beams down to a planet full of just trees. He's like, "Oh, I've got nothing to do here. I've got to beam back up to the ship."
Okay.
Oh man. Are you okay there? Are you gonna survive?
Whatever you do, don't die on stream. Wait until the end of the episode. Then we don't have to be culpable to it.
Starfleet's primary objective is to just
Seek out new rocks.
cool looking rocks.
How
and bring them
do the
back.
Vasquez rocks fit
To
into
seek
this?
out-
Because the Vasquez rocks are on so many different planets.
To seek out new rocks and sedimentations.
Nice.
And to be fair, when the rocks look exactly the same on all the planets, that's what they're doing. They're making sure that they're the same and trying to discover the mystery of all of the planets looking identical.
Have you ever seen The Good Place?
Hmm?
The Good
what?
Place. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Possibly.
There's a whole bit about collecting every rock in the neighborhood and figure out which ones are the most suspicious.
Mm.
What is this?
That's such a
The
good
Good
show.
Place. It's a really good
have to
comedy.
watch
You should
this.
watch it.
It's amazing.
The good.
And
Everyone should watch The Good Place.
I might even like it more than Star Trek.
The Good Rock?
Infiltrators.
I have this giant vacuum insulated water jug that holds 3/4 of a gallon. More than 3/4 of a gallon. Holds 3 liters. And like the O-ring seal of the lid constantly pops out of the cap, and it'll bounce and disappear under things like the kitchen floor in my bedroom or whatever. It's so obnoxious. I can't think of a solution for this.
How do you calibrate a rock?
That's what they're trying to find out.
It's a compound, right?
You calibrate it by putting it in the bulkheads. And then
The calibration is like
Well,
It's,
they're
you know,
purifying
determining
it,
the concentration and the.
actually no, hold on. You purify it by putting it in the consoles, then you move it into the bulkheads just for long-term storage. Which is why the ones in the consoles are more explosive.
Is that what the rest of the
No.
crew does? Like, yeah, because it seems like really all the day-to-day operation is
Run
run
by
by
about
like
5
the senior
people.
staff.
Yeah.
And everyone else is just shuffling rocks around.
You know how
Yeah,
when
all
a
those guys
photon
bringing
torpedo.
pads around, like giving pads to like Worf and stuff to like they're not duty rosters. No, they're rock transfers.
All right, you know how
Is
when you
that what
fire
they
a
use?
photon. You know
Is
when you
that what
fire a
they keep
photon
in the
torpedo that
barrels?
glows.
Sure.
You know when you fire a photon torpedo, it glows. Well, I suspect that the reason why all the consoles explode in Star Trek is that as a light source, they just use photon grenades. They just arm them and they glow, and that's where the light for the consoles come from. And then when things go bad,
But they're
it just
incredibly
explodes.
unstable.
Yeah. Well, remember
And
all
they're
the
surrounded by
all
rocks.
the crew members that die when the console that they're working in explodes? It seems like a really easy thing to avoid.
It's gotta be very quiet. Very sneaky.
Very, very quiet. Hunting weapons.
He's hunting chemicite. Come on, shoot him. Kill Degra.
I love the silly clicking noises that it makes as he puts it into the box.
What's so silly about it?
Just things don't click.
I should go.
Questions like that.
Do you want to get yourself shot, Greylick? Because that's how you get yourself shot.
Yeah, it's a really good, easy way of doing it.
Ooh, CG Archer getting away.
It's funny. CG Archer. Could they have not just filmed him on a green screen and shrunk him
No.
down, or just on a set?
Their sets aren't big enough to film from that far away. Or I guess they could film
Well,
close
you don't
up and
have to
just
film
shrink
from
the
that far
picture.
away.
Yeah.
Just close, yeah, just shrink it down.
Don't worry, but no, it's fine. CG Archer. We already have the CG model, so we might as well use it.
Ugh. Maybe they're like Scott Bakula is so hard to work with. I'd rather just animate him.
Scott Bakula died, and they had to use CGI to bring him back.
Scott
Yeah,
Bakula.
after that
and
scene,
his,
every appearance of Scott Bakula is CG.
Yeah,
his,
the Scott
Brillo
Bakula, the
chest.
guy who's still around, CG.
That's the real reason. The real reason they canceled the show is too expensive to keep making CG Archer.
Yeah. They used the rest of their effects budget creating a fake Scott Bakula to appear in his subsequent films and television appearances.
And now he gets to have a drink with the monkey. It all worked out. This guy's totally going to be executed by the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
He's so dead.
By the end of the season, you might mean by the end of the episode.
Well, they don't figure it out until the episode Proving Ground. So
The
by the end of
Porter's
that
range is
episode,
only
he
a
should
few
be
light
dead.
years, yet we see them use the portal to get to Earth later.
Yeah.
Don't kill me, I'm one of the good ones.
What I told you was true, Archer, from a certain point of view.
I mean, Archer can't even promise that humans aren't that dangerous because they said that humans killed them far in the future. Like 400
Oh yeah,
years
that's
from now.
just stupid, though. You know,
It's what they said, man, and so you have to accept it.
you could just say that, like, hey humans, can you not kill us in the future or something?
Hey,
We
you
signed
want to
this
be
non-aggression
friends?
pact a
You
couple
want to hang out?
thousand years early. Thanks for hosting, Ryan.
Yep, we're
Yes.
here every Sunday
Encore.
now. Sunday.
Sunday,
Not
Sunday,
Encore.
Sunday.
I'm on a
Sunday
strict
back.
deadline here. I need to get to programming.
3 more
Sunday.
Enterprise episodes immediately. Or the same Enterprise episodes again.
All right. So,
You-
let me see what's next week. Oh, Twilight, which is the alternate universe where they fail.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
North Star, which is the Wild West, and Similitude, which is... Oh, there was an episode of, what was it, TNG? That was the same thing? Voyager? Oh, Similitude is just Tuvix, but good.
Yeah, that's good.
Tuvix was a good episode.
It's
Right.
Tuvix, but way better.
There we go. Hey, Ryan, since it's just Tuvix again, could we call it 3Vix?
Well, technically it's one Vix, because they're not merging two people together, they just, like, make a clone. And then the question is, do we kill the clone to save the other person? And yeah. So it's one Vix.
Yeah, but the clone is only gonna live for a few days longer anyways, so it's just
Maybe.
like,
You don't know that. There's a treatment. That's the crux of the moral dilemma. Anyway,
doesn't
stream's
the
over.
time
We're leaving.
eventually-
Well, I'm leaving. You guys
Yeah.
can do whatever you want.
Bye, Ryan.